My name is Sofia. I am 26 years old. The pregnancy test turned positive 1 hour before Adrian's wedding. I stared at the two red lines while my hands shook badly. Outside the bathroom door, guests were already arriving at the church. Flowers, music, laughter. Everything sounded far away. 3 months earlier, I believed Adrian loved me. Now he was about to marry another woman. I sat on the bathroom floor and tried to breathe. My phone suddenly vibrated. A message from Adrian. Please don't create problems today. We'll talk later. I read it again and again. Not, how are you? Not, are you okay? Just a warning. Tears filled my eyes, but anger slowly replaced them. Because this was not only my secret anymore, a child was involved now. I looked at myself in the mirror and remembered the first night Adrian touched my hand during a photo shoot. Back then, I thought he looked lonely. I didn't know lonely people could destroy others so easily. Then someone knocked on the bathroom door. Sofia, a woman's voice said softly. It was Camille. I quickly hid the pregnancy test inside my bag. Then I opened the bathroom door. Camille stood there in her white wedding dress. She looked beautiful. Perfect hair, perfect makeup, calm smile. For 1 second, guilt hit me hard. Are you okay? She asked. I forced a small smile. Just nervous. Camille studied my face carefully. Then she surprised me. You've been avoiding Adrian lately, too, she said quietly. My heart almost stopped. What do you mean? She leaned against the wall and crossed her arms. He's been acting strange for months, she said. Cold one day, sweet the next. I stayed silent. Camille looked exhausted suddenly. Sometimes I feel like I don't even know the man I'm marrying anymore. The church music started outside. Guests were taking their seats now. Camille looked toward the main hall. Then she turned back to me. If there's something I should know before this wedding, she said softly, tell me now. My throat tightened. Inside my bag, my phone vibrated again. Another message from Adrian. Remember what I told you. And suddenly, I realized he was scared. 3 months earlier, Adrian was just another client to me. I worked as a photographer for luxury events in the city. That night, I was hired to photograph his engagement party. Everyone noticed Adrian when he entered the room. He was handsome, confident, expensive looking, and beside him stood Camille, elegant, calm, untouchable. They looked perfect together, at least from far away. Later that night, while I was checking photos near the balcony, Adrian walked over with 2 drinks. You've been working for hours, he said with a smile. I told him I was fine, but he stayed anyway. We talked for almost 30 minutes, mostly about simple things, work, stress, life. But something felt strange. He listened too carefully, like every word I said mattered to him. Before leaving, he looked at one of the photos on my camera. You make people look less lonely, he said quietly. Then he smiled at me again before walking back to Camille. And for some reason, that smile stayed in my head all night. After that night, Adrian started finding reasons to contact me. At first, it was about the photos. Then it became late-night messages. Did you get home safe? How was your day? Small things, but they slowly became part of my routine. A week later, he asked me to photograph another event for his company, then another. Every time I saw him, he gave me his full attention, and I started waiting for it. One evening, after a work event, we stayed alone in the empty hall while staff cleaned around us. Adrian loosened his tie and sat beside me. You ever feel tired of pretending you're okay? He asked quietly. I looked at him in surprise. He laughed softly. Sorry, ignore me. But I didn't ignore him. That was the problem. He told me Camille cared more about appearances than feelings, that he felt trapped already. I should have walked away then. Instead, I listened, and slowly, Adrian became the first person I thought about every morning, even though deep down, I knew I was walking into something dangerous. A few weeks later, Adrian asked me to meet him after midnight. He said he needed to talk. When I arrived, he was sitting alone inside his office with the city lights behind him. He looked tired, more serious than usual. For a while, neither of us spoke. Then Adrian suddenly said, I don't love Camille. My chest tightened immediately. She's good for my career, he continued quietly. Her family helped my business grow. That's the only reason this wedding still exists. I stared at him without speaking. Adrian walked closer slowly. When I'm with you, I feel alive again, he said. I wanted to believe every word, maybe because I already cared too much. Then he touched my face gently. I'll end the marriage, he whispered, and when I do, I want a future with you. My heart started racing. For weeks, I had fought my feelings for him, but in that moment, I stopped fighting. Adrian leaned closer. Then he kissed me softly, and that night, I made the worst mistake of my life. The next morning, Adrian acted completely different, cold, distant. He barely looked at me while getting dressed. For a moment, panic filled my chest. Last night had felt emotional, real, but now the room felt uncomfortable and quiet. Adrian, I said softly. He sighed and checked his phone immediately. I have meetings all day, he said. That hurt more than I expected. Before leaving, he finally walked back toward me. I just need time, he said. The wedding plans are complicated right now. I nodded slowly. I wanted to believe him again. Over the next few weeks, things became worse. Sometimes Adrian called me all night. Other times, he disappeared for days. But whenever I tried pulling away, he returned with sweet words. You're the only person who understands me. I'm doing this for us. And every time, I stayed. Then one evening, I arrived early for a business party and heard Adrian talking to his friend near the bar. She got too attached, Adrian said quietly. My whole body froze. Then his friend laughed. So what happens after the wedding? Adrian took a slow drink. She'll move on eventually. I left the party before Adrian could see me. That night, I cried harder than I ever had before. Not because he lied, because part of me already knew he was lying. I just wanted his lies to be true. The next morning, Adrian called me 12 times. I ignored every call. Then he appeared outside my apartment building. When I finally walked outside, he grabbed my hand quickly. "Sofia, listen to me." "No," I said. I heard everything. For the first time since meeting him, Adrian looked nervous. "You misunderstood." I laughed bitterly. "You said I would move on eventually." Adrian stayed silent for 2 seconds too long. That was enough. Tears filled my eyes again. Then his expression suddenly changed. Not guilt, annoyance. "Sofia, you knew this situation was complicated." That sentence broke something inside me. Complicated. That was what he called us now. A few days later, I started feeling sick constantly. At first, I blamed stress. But deep down, I already knew the truth before taking the test. And now, only 1 hour remained before Adrian's wedding began. Camille kept staring at me outside the bathroom. "If there's something I should know," she said again, "tell me now." My hands shook badly. Part of me wanted to stay silent and leave forever, but another part was tired. Tired of protecting Adrian's lies. Slowly, I opened my bag and pulled out the pregnancy test. Camille looked confused at first. Then her face lost all color. For a few seconds, she couldn't even speak. Finally, she whispered, "Is it Adrian's?" I nodded silently. Tears filled her eyes immediately, but she still tried to stay calm. "When did this happen?" she asked. I told her everything: the late night calls, the promises, the lies, how Adrian said he would cancel the wedding. Camille listened without interrupting once. Then she suddenly laughed through tears. A painful laugh. "He told me you were just obsessed with him," she whispered. That hurt more than I expected. Then Camille wiped her eyes slowly and looked toward the church doors. Guests were waiting, music was starting, and for the first time that morning, Camille looked angry instead of heartbroken. "What exactly did he promise you?" she asked quietly. Camille stayed silent for almost a full minute after hearing everything. Then she looked at me and asked one final question. "Do you still love him?" I opened my mouth slowly, but no words came out. Because the truth was painful. I didn't even know anymore. Camille gave a small nod like she already understood. Then she suddenly reached for my hand. "Come with me," she said. 10 minutes later, the church was completely full. Adrian stood at the altar smiling confidently, like nothing could touch him. But the moment he saw Camille walking in beside me, his smile disappeared instantly. Whispers spread across the church. Adrian stepped forward nervously. "Camille, what's going on?" Camille stopped in front of him calmly. Then she took the microphone from the priest. "You spent months lying to both of us," she said loudly. The church became completely silent. I stood beside her while tears filled Adrian's eyes for the first time. Camille looked at me once before speaking again. "And today, everyone deserves the truth." Then I slowly placed the pregnancy test into Adrian's shaking hand. If you enjoyed this story, comment your thoughts below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more emotional stories.